Hey everybody, and welcome to another Age of Grogu. And I have with me, as always, Elijah and Jason. How you doing, guys?
What up?
I'm doing good.
Hey, unfortunately, Max is still a little under the weather today, so he will not be joining us.
Sorry, Max.
Get
and
better,
Tyler-
Max.
Yeah,
Come
get
on,
better,
Max.
Max.
Better.
Yep.
Hopefully he's watching.
It's been a week. It's like, oh man, hey, and look who's on chat. It's
We need
Anchorman. How you doing, man? How's it going?
We need our lore librarian.
Yeah, we do. We
Yeah.
definitely need our little librarian back. Anyway, let's hope he gets better soon.
Let's wish him a
Anything
quick
anything
recovery.
been going up with you guys this week? What's been news, Jason?
Another week has passed,
Chris, how you doing?
and
Mhm.
yeah, nothing much. What was it? Just anticipation of Doctor Strange, I guess. There's an episode of Moonknight we watched.
Oh yes, yeah.
Moonknight.
We're going to break that down for sure soon. That's for sure. And then Elijah, what have you been up to this week?
It's been a slow week again, waiting on
Mhm.
work, and obviously we went to Wondercon, which we'll talk
Yes,
about that.
yeah. We'll definitely do that in the second half for sure. It was a lot
later.
of fun.
Yeah, but just kind
Yeah.
of waiting around for work at the moment, and
That's cool.
Slow week for me.
Yeah. Hey there, Dimes. How's it going? Yeah, I enjoyed that for sure. We'll definitely break it down. We've got a few other little bits and pieces we're going to talk about first. It was a pretty quiet news week. It's weird. It's like we get these weeks where it's like quiet for a short time, and then there's like a whole pile of things that drop, and suddenly a sudden week. Let's start with the most recent thing, which kind of shocked me, to be honest. Morbius kind of is doing relatively well at the box office, better than I thought it would be. $39 million domestically and $84 million worldwide in its opening weekend.
Is that good? What was their budget?
I don't know.
Good?
It's probably over 100 million, I'm guessing. It's still over 100 million, but like for opening weekend, it's kind of like wow, and it has not even opened up in China yet. So I don't know. I meant I still haven't seen it. Have you guys gone and seen it yet?
No, there's plenty of things I'd rather see before that.
Yeah. I agree. It's like I kind of sat there and I was going to try to see it this week, and I was like, you know what? I just didn't have time because I'm also in the process of moving and all that too. But I mean, I guess good for it. It's doing well. I guess if it does well enough, it'll get a sequel made out of it. But I just don't know. I'm hearing so many poor things about it. The Rotten Tomatoes is pretty low. So
people were bashing it before it even came out.
Yeah, people were hard on it before it even came out.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's what happens when you take 7 tries to get it to the box office. But end of the day, I mean, I guess good for it. It's doing well enough. But we'll see if it carries into the following week. I don't think it'll carry well. But
I think it's mostly because like Jared Leto doesn't have a really good track record as far as like comic book movies.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's just by shoot ups of coincidence. I hear he's halfway decent most of the time, but
I don't know. What was it? I watched that one movie with what's it called? It's like Denzel Washington and Rami Malek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and Max were talking about last time.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called. Someone look it up. But it was
a
like
recent one. It was like in the valley, like when they're driving around the valley, and is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
it's all like
Jared Leto's all like long hair,
yeah.
And so if he did Joker that way, which I don't know, I feel like he kind of did, but I don't know. That was a better Joker than I've seen him do.
Fair enough.
But I mean, he could do stuff, but
he's a good actor. I think he just hasn't. He's a good actor. I think maybe he's not getting the right.
Maybe it's not the right direction. Maybe it's not the right direction.
He's not getting the right parts. I don't know. I
haven't really been impressed with his acting. Really, I mean, he's in a lot of stuff I like. He's in Fight Club.
Fair enough.
I remember him from was it My So-Called Life? I think was where he started.
I think we had this conversation last
Jordan
week. I don't think there's much I've seen him in, but either way, no. I mean, as I said, it's interesting. What was the other thing? Oh,
not that interesting.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, maybe not that interesting, but either way, it's in the comic book realm.
I mean, we see as far as just not excited at all about this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I agree. I'm going to jump to Star Trek Picard again very briefly. Elijah, look who got the chance to do a scene in Star Trek Picard.
What? She looks just like a normal person. What is she
Yeah,
doing?
well, she is.
On the starship, or is this on Earth?
It was a time. It was a time.
I don't know
travel
anything
episode,
about
actually.
Picard. I don't know. But
I
that doesn't
know.
look like that's in the
But
future.
it was kind of funny just to see Leah Thompson pop up as a character in present day Earth.
Hi, Leah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lorraine.
The most
She was
futuristic thing about
directing
her
episode.
suit is that there's no collar on it, huh? It's like a
No, well,
Chinese
again,
collar.
that's not futuristic. It's in the present, whatever. Another thing, the Sideshow Hot Toys release that they're starting to. Well, they did a
Wait, what was
video
that screenshot from?
What's that? This?
That was from
That's Star Trek Picard.
Picard.
Oh,
Picard. That's what you said.
Yeah.
so it is the future.
No, it's
No,
the present.
it's not. It's the
It
present.
was a time.
Present
It was a time travel.
Picard.
Oh, it's
Time travel.
today.
Yeah, Picard went back to the
Present Earth?
24th. Sorry, to the 21st century, and they're stuck in the 21st century.
Oh,
And-
I have no idea what's
yeah.
going on in that show.
That's okay. Don't worry about
Is
it.
it a good show?
It's better than season
Isn't the
one.
first
I'm
season
enjoying
was
it.
really bad, and
Yeah.
then they had to get a
I
bunch
heard
of
It wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't really
It's a
bad. I
Big
couldn't get
backlash
into
against
it.
the first season, huh?
Yeah, season two's been more interesting, but they brought in one of the characters, Q, into the series of season two, which is a lot more
Yeah,
interesting.
she's old.
But
Yeah,
you know,
she
well,
aged,
come on. I mean,
but-
come on. Yeah, I mean, she still looks good. She's been directing that series though. She's
Is
done, like, 2
Whoopi
episodes
Goldberg back in it?
Yeah, Goldberg. She's back in it, right?
She was back in
Her
in
character?
the first episode
And
of the
they
season.
had to write in why she aged.
Yeah, it was kind
people,
of a little, it was kind of a little
people are
weird.
weird if I don't age. I was like,
And was
you,
Q?
you didn't really age.
Yeah.
I remember the
Not
character
that
Q.
much.
But was
Hmm?
that Q? Was he a alien or was he a Earth or Earthling? Or
Q's
who was
an
Q?
alien who is an entity.
Alien.
They de-age his face, and he goes, "Oh, look,
Oh.
Picard, you're older." Snap, and then his face.
What's the name of that
becomes
actor?
his-
What's the name of that actor? That guy?
John Delancey. He's actually a good actor.
So they started out with
He's very.
him,
I mean, he's
de-
very.
the de-age,
and then to like save money, he's like, "Oh, I'll just catch up with you."
Boom, yeah, boom, and he's like an entity of power.
That's a good way of
That's a way
to
of
kind of
working
write
around
that
it.
Well,
in.
they
It was
couldn't
like,
do
so-
it with they couldn't do it with Whoopi Goldberg because Picard meets her in the past in other episode
Another
stories.
episode.
So in the series, young Whoopi Goldberg played herself, an ageless alien of thousands of years
Yeah.
old, so to speak. In this case, he bumps into her, and they bring in a different actress to play young Guinan, a young character. So it's like, okay, they got someone pretty close. There was still these differences of attitude and style because Whoopi Goldberg has such a presence to anything she
Oh,
does.
you
Anyway,
can't
let's
replace
just
her.
let's just going from the Star Trek fan within me that I know it's a sidestep for everybody, but I always like to say it. And yeah, they're releasing this More figure this week, in the coming weeks, I should say. So they did an unboxing of the More figure. It looks pretty cool. Like this
Whoa.
And
figure is
that's
pretty
one of
damn
it.
awesome.
That's one of the
Sideshow.
statuettes. A statuette, not like
No,
a hot
no,
toy.
this
Is
is
this a hot toy?
this is the hot toy figure. Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, his
wait a minute.
eyes
The
move
last
too.
the last image you just
Yeah.
sent was a hot toy as well.
Yeah, that's the hot toy.
Okay,
That's the
maybe it
Ahsoka
just-
hot
okay,
toy.
Maybe it's just the photo that it.
Yeah.
So
Oh
you
no,
can
no,
move-
it's
you can move
well,
those eyes too.
yeah. They can. They've got the ability on these
The
hot
movable
toys, the new
eyes.
ones, to move the eyes so they can
Oh,
actually
cool.
look in a direction.
I just
And
want
so
to
you
see
can see
someone
here-
face them in different directions. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. So I mean, I'm excited. I've got it on pre-order. I mean, I'll be getting that hopefully in the coming like month or so. Same with the Ahsoka because I haven't got it that as such. The other small thing that happened this week, in fact, it happened right after we did our podcast last week. They dropped it. Season 3 of Mandalorian has finished, has wrapped shooting for the season. So, which means that they'll be getting it ready to release, as they've been saying, the end of this year. I'm going to guess it's like December 27th, which is the last Wednesday of this year. So we'll be waiting for a few more months, but I'm sure they'll start at the same time they did with Boba Fett, and which is the last week of the month of last year. So we'll get to see more Mandalorian then. Other Mandalorian news, guys. There was a poll that was put on through, not poll, but an actual the Nielsen ratings showing what series on
They
Disney
still
Plus
have
has-
those?
Oh wow!
Well, yeah, I know,
That's
yeah,
gotta
which
be
is
like,
weird because
it's
normally they
gotta be
don't.
done so different, a different system.
Yeah, I
So
think
they're reading like
they have to change
stream
this.
numbers.
Yeah, they've been reading stream numbers, but it seems like the Mandalorian season 2 has done better than any other series that Disney
Yeah.
Plus have actually dropped to date.
Season 2.
The second highest is the first season.
But then it goes from Mandalorian season 2 to Mandalorian, then it jumps across to Loki, which is the next.
And that's only
you know,
Disney Plus. That's not showing everything else.
Yeah, that's only Disney Plus, but it's kind of it's interesting.
Wow, Loki was the most. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
That one's the most interesting if I had to choose from all of them.
Dimes, how much is my collection worth? I've never really tried getting it priced, and some of my original stuff is all out of the box kind of thing. But it's weird. The prices keep fluctuating, and even again, the last like 4 or 5 years, the prices of some of the stuff that I've got have changed and fluctuated so much.
Hey, Brent, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I know they used to have, like Toy Fair, like toy,
the Wizard magazine.
I mean, now with like vinyl or whatever, like I'm basing my price off of like what's on Discogs and what's on eBay or what it's being sold for.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Kind of what they're doing. The same thing they're doing with like toys, and there's an Overstreet comic book guide for comic books that kind of gives you the general like price guide, but they don't really have that for toys right now, do they? They just stop doing that. There's no.
I'm sure there's a database out there.
Yeah, this is something, but again, it's continually fluctuating.
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you
surprised
something that surprised me just recently. By the way, how's it going, Liam? How you doing, man? Something surprised me recently. I had a lot of the original Star Wars Marvel comics when I was a kid. And
so,
I picked up secondhand ones from the flea markets and from bookstores. But yeah, I had like 85% of those comics, and up until about 5 or 6 years ago, yeah, I know those sirens are very loud. Up to about 5 or 6 years ago, those comics had not gone up in value that I'd seen. And suddenly in the last like 5 years, those comics just skyrocketed up. Now, when I was back in Australia last about 7 or 8 years ago back home, I actually gave them away to another friend who was a Star Wars fan and just kind of like was like, you know what, this hasn't gone up. I can't carry everything I have with me back home over to America. And now I'm kicking myself because like these comics, we saw some of them at the Wondercon, didn't we? Yes.
One
was $500 that we're trying to sell for?
I think I have that. I think I'm pretty sure
I did have that.
No.
I had both. One was $350.
I just need to dig it out, but I think it's in one of these boxes here.
I'm just kicking myself, and it's like the things that.
That sucks.
But here's the thing, though. Just recently, again, it's only been recently. All of my collection of all the figures and stuff that I was picking up from the 90s of episode 1 figures and some of the ones before that, when they released the special edition original trilogy, all of those are suddenly starting to spark up in price too. And for selling price, I just don't know what what the true value of each of those things are.
When you're organizing in your new place, I'd like to bring over all like the carded figures that I have from the Power of the Force series, because I haven't gone through them in so long, and I know you don't have all of those. I just want to kind of like look at them again, know which ones I'm missing, and then check prices. It'd be fun to do that.
Yeah, now's a good opportunity for you to do like a spreadsheet or something of your whole collection.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
For Brent for sure.
Yeah, I definitely. I will definitely.
Have you been doing that as you've been going through cleaning?
Not as I've been packing away, because it's taken me long enough just to actually clean everything up. But because I don't have all the shelving, it's going to take me a few months to kind of build up enough money to get extra shelving and stuff to do what I want to do again. Right. I've got this visual idea of what I want to do, but I've only got so much, shelving space. So I am going to actually keep things boxed away until I'm ready to unbox them. I'll put some stuff up on display, but.
Right.
I haven't quite got everything, set up. Anyway, that's going to be quite the thing, because I will definitely be kind of doing some videos on that and doing, breaking all that down as I do things and pull things out and all that. So yeah. Let's see. What's the other thing? And before we go too much into what's it called? Into Moonknight, there was one other thing that dropped this week. This is actually going to be a spoilery image for Doctor Strange. It's an image of Bruce Campbell in the makeup chair. And if you do not want to see this image, turn away for about 2 minutes, because we are going to kind of show this image. We are going to talk about
Spoiler
this
alert.
image. So, spoiler alert. Let me just
spoiler alert. Bruce Campbell is going to be in this
potential spoiler alert.
Potential spoiler. Yeah. So here we go. You've had your warning. This image is Bruce Campbell in the chair.
Yet, so
you haven't seen it yet. That's Bruce Campbell in the makeup chair, and looks like he's been made up as a Doctor Strange-esque type of thing. So, which is kind of funny. So it brings up one of two options I can think of, and the first one is he actually an alternate Doctor Strange in a parallel universe, or is he an actor playing a character as Doctor Strange in some form or fashion?
You think like in
Loki, for Loki and
that seems more like what it
thinking
would be.
Taking pictures of tourists in Times Square.
Totally.
That's or they have in a group of other in a group of other like dressed up heroes or whatever. Like it seems like
because they did that. Where did we see that?
We saw
or whatever. It's like
what was that? Thor 2, Thor 3? No wait, Thor.
Or where they're doing the play.
Yeah, they're doing the play, and it's what's his name? Oh, what have I forgot his name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, thank you. Yes, Matt Damon was playing.
Like that.
Loki. Yeah,
I was talking about cosplay dressers in Times Square.
I'm also thinking whatever, you like a birthday clown at your birthday party or whatever. Like, here's Doctor Strange. And it's like, hey kids, I'm Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it could be. It could
be a knockoff version, or in a play or whatever. Come get your photo with Doctor Strange at like a convention or something.
Anyway, I just thought it was a funny thing, and usually I don't like to do pre-spoilers, but just because it's Bruce Campbell, because he's so freaking awesome. But I figured we'd drop that, but I'm gonna turn off the spoiler warning so we don't talk any more about it. So, all right, so we are back off that. The one other thing. No, actually, that's about it. So.
That was Hawkeye.
What's that?
Which one was Hawkeye? Was when they had like the people in Times Square dressed up as the other superheroes.
Oh yes, right. Gotcha. Right. See, they've really done that. I feel like because it's Bruce Campbell and it's a feature film, I feel like it's going to be something a little.
They give him a line, give him fun. Even if it's
okay. Yeah,
they had lines too.
Yeah. All right. We shouldn't talk too much more because we've taken up the spoiler warning soon.
They'll give him more whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam Raimi.
Okay.
I was just trying to wonder where that was from. Where I saw like, what was that? It was Marvel. It was a Marvel show or a movie.
Right.
Man, there's just so much Marvel stuff out there. I was just trying to rack my brains. Like, am I forgetting about a movie right now?
Rogers the Musical. Like, I went and saw Rogers the Musical. Maybe it was that. Like, oh no, that was in a TV show. I didn't actually.
That's it. Yeah.
You did see a good long clip at the end, though.
It would be funny if they actually did Rogers the Musical and just made it a musical and just we have a real play called Rogers. Whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
it would be equivalent to like a 9/11 musical. That's weird. Because like think about all the people who died during that. Like that was a disaster.
Okay.
And they made a musical on it. Like imagine if you had like family members who died in it and you go to watch this musical to see like the worst day of your life reenacted in front of you. Like that would be equivalent to a 9/11 musical. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I think they're just so like they're just so traumatized in that universe of tragedy.
New York, New York, we're used to this crazy shit.
Yeah, give a decade and you could already sing about it.
Yeah, this is one thing I was going to bring up later. Of course, was we're going to go into the convention stuff a bit later on. But Kenobi has got moved and pushed back for 2 days for during the Stellar Celebration. But I was going to talk
right?
a bit about that a bit later. They're airing with 2 episodes. Yeah. I will talk about that a bit later. There's a couple of things I want to go through and talk about the celebration after we talk about the convention for Wondercon that we went to this week. So we'll bring that back up again. But yeah, let's talk about Moonknight, guys. First, we did a reaction video last week. What were your impressions now that you've had the chance to let it sink in and maybe even see it again? How you doing, Levi? How you doing?
What up, Levi? The thing that I noticed the most is that the British people, the British dialogue seems like British music, British dialogue written by Americans.
All right, we have a real British person in the chat if he's still around, Liam. Well, and I asked him the question.
Jason and I noticed that like right when it was happening, like we were watching it live, and I'm like, yeah, that seems very much on.
Kind of like The Wire, with like the way The Wire sounds is like black people dialogue written by white people.
Yeah,
it was like British stuff written by Americans. What do you think, Brent? Do you agree?
Here's the thing. Okay, I have a different perspective than I'm going to tell you the real perspective from a real British person, because I'm pretty sure as Liam in chat, he's.
I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me. Yeah, that's just what it sounds like to me. You know,
right? Okay, so my personal impression was I come from Australia. A lot of the television when I grew up was British television rather than American television. So yeah, there was a lot of continual tripes, I guess is what you'd call it. Of tropes. Yeah, tripes.
Tripes.
Yeah, we call it tropes in Australia. I don't know.
The stomach lining.
Whatever. Okay. Oh my god.
Scottish.
Anyway,
that is,
there was a lot of that in British television, so it would seem to be hammed up a little bit. I can use the word hammed up a little bit, right? But then, according to Liam, because I did ask him, this past week, and he said no, it seemed pretty natural to him about how Oscar Isaacs was using that dialogue, how it was written around using that dialogue. So
it's when like you hear something so much, it's just like the cliche becomes a reality.
Levi, that's just really low right there. Okay.
I spent a lot of time in England, and like it.
Yeah. Here we go.
A little
all right.
Too,
yep. Sorry. Yep, Elijah. Sorry.
I was just saying that I've spent some time in England, and the dialogue did sound just too cheeky, too Americanized, like
really
British.
It just sounded general to me. Like I've seen a lot of British and heard a lot of British stuff. So
all right. So Liam, who is everybody out there in chat, is from England, and he says, okay, let's clear one thing up. The UK has 4 countries, all of them different slang. He's from the North End, and the character Moonknight was from the South. However, oops, we're about to get a continuation.
However,
all right, you're leaving us hanging, Liam.
There's lots of different dialects or whatever, but it's not the dialect of it. It was just the term and the phrase, some of the phrases, and
it just seemed very cliche to me.
Cliche word.
He's typing. We'll wait for him to type, but at the same time,
it doesn't mean that what I'm saying is invalid. It's just what it's my opinion. It's just what it seems like to me.
Wait, have you seen the Toast playing the new Doctor? What? No, I haven't seen that. Although I'm looking forward to the new Doctor Who. Wait, okay. Somebody hit the okay. Well, hang on. Someone hit up the character count. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, for you're talking about. Wait. Liam, are you talking about character count for
No, he reached the max character count.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Oh, Liam did. Gotcha. All right. Okay. His swearing was accurate. Yeah, his swearing was accurate. We overdo it. We were a bit vile. Yeah, we were a bit vile. Okay. But in between parts, were a bit too much. Okay. We don't do everything. Why are you referring yourself as we? You're referring yourself as we as in we as a British people, or we as
the UK British slang,
we as the queen.
Like,
we as the queen.
We as
all right.
Okay.
People. All right. Okay. So yeah.
That just that you just owe up to like Oscar Isaac's acting. Right.
Yeah,
because he's not British.
No, totally. Anyway, we don't overdo everything and overforce, but when he was scared, he was accurate.
But it seemed it seemed forced in some
really.
Points,
I did.
And maybe that will work if he's got multiple personalities, and this is just something that's forced out. Then I could see it being a little, but also the other characters were also a little overly British, which is I think what Jason was saying.
Yeah, except for his American version, because his American counterpart.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think he was talking about like accent or whatever.
It was
Jason was
just
talking about
Poe
the writing
Dameron.
and the words
it.
that are used in the writing.
He's got Poe Dameron somewhere in his head there when he's playing.
That's just regular Oscar Isaac.
That's regular Oscar Isaac. Yeah. So as a performance, I thought it was pretty acceptable. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed that.
It's great performance. It just felt forced. The Britishness was cranked up to 11. You know.
So let's kind of more or less jump in here with some of these imagery things. Ethan Hawke's character. This is from the beginning, but I kind of like the concept of the alligator scales to determine and judge a person's. Obviously, I'm still trying to understand exactly what it was. It was more his.
He's he's pretty much like the hand of Amet.
Exactly.
Deity that kind of like punishes the ones who are going to the underworld, I guess.
Punishes them because they were good, or punishes them because they were evil? Because I feel like that he himself is not a good guy.
A mutt.
A mutt. Yeah.
They're really integrating the lore of the of like the Egyptian gods. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I love it.
I like that. Like,
fantastic subject.
I like that. There's like it's real in this world, or I guess apparently. Like, oh yeah, that's real. Yeah, Anubis, Ra, all that.
Totally. No,
kind of like Norse, kind of like introducing how they introduce like Norse mythology, and stuff like that
into Thor and all that. Yeah,
Thor.
No, I mean it's cool. It's good. Even down to the the glass and the shoes that cringed me out a bit. But you also have a look at the shoes; they're actually very alligator-esque. In
just
style,
leather dad shoes.
Yeah,
just like that. They're woven. That's not an alligator.
No, but they look very crocodile.
Oh, here's something they're talking about. So he puts the glass in his slippers, right? And I think people are making the parallels of Oscar Isaac's character walking on sand. They both have sand under their feet.
Sand or going through
sand. It's just sand becomes
sand.
I took it as continually. I took it as like I think Mike from Jedi Jive actually even said this, like walking on coals of hot coals, as continually testing himself and proving himself against the testing.
Penance.
Yeah, penance.
It's like the penance that you take. But like if you break it down, glass is sand.
Right? No, you totally No,
I mean, you may think it's just frozen air, but glass is actually made out of sand.
We know. Yes, I know. I do
frozen
know that.
Air?
Yes. But as Levi says here, the Egyptian gods.
Frozen air. Who thinks glass is frozen air?
You guys do. What? I'm telling you that it's sand.
Really,
it's made out of sand.
Levi's pointing out here that at least in the comics, the Egyptian gods are referred to as aliens from another dimension. So very much like Thor, really, I guess. In that sense.
And plus that's also like the alien, ancient aliens theory. Like, you know what I mean? Like what Stargate is based on.
Okay, Stargate, yes. Okay, yeah. No, totally.
But which is mad racist. Yeah. Because like, since they're like brown people, they can't do it themselves. You gotta say it's aliens.
What?
That's the whole ancient aliens stuff. Oh, is right. So racist. Okay. Yeah. I just got to say that for the record.
Fair enough. I understand what you mean in the reference of interpretation about the fact that white people are the ones who think that aliens are the ones that had something to do with something. Yet it was really mankind of the region.
If there were no white people. If there were no white people involved, there's like, it must be aliens, because I don't think brown people could build these great structures. It's messed up.
And here we are. Yeah, if that's it. Oh my god, literally. Yeah, well, exactly. There you go. So anyway, we continue
Ancient
on.
Aliens theory is racist. There's the sand that he's.
What's that?
His barrier.
Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay, we've got the image here where he's got the sand around. Again, lots of Egyptian tones and lots of elements in there of
because there's a lot of sand in Egypt.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's also the element of magic, and there's a whole pile of things that I still question about, how long he's known that he's been sleepwalking for some reason or doing something weird and odd. It's obviously been for a short time period, but has he been doing it since he was a child? has he been doing this all of his life? Hopefully, we'll learn some of that questioning.
Is
in the coming
his
weeks.
persona that we're introduced to even an actual real persona, or was it made up?
Ooh, yeah, good point. Yes, yeah.
Like we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know who he's talking to on the phone.
Yeah.
Like he's leaving messages to his mom. He's not having conversations.
Good point. Yeah.
And
Makes
like
sense.
he's like getting postcards from her, but they're probably from his work.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. Like it's probably like there's like theories going around that this persona is just made to like subdue and hide the real personas while they're like in between stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Correct. Yeah, for sure.
It's exciting about the show like this because no idea, man.
That's what I'm looking forward to learning more about. I mean, that could be a bombshell drop if that is we're not following his actual persona of who he is.
Well, yes. I mean,
we're only told that we're following the version of who he is right now.
Like multiple personality, like put like stories with multiple personalities always end up with bombshells, right?
Yeah.
Remember that movie Identity with John Cusack?
I did not see that one.
Okay, never mind. I can't say anything because that would be spoilers. So
okay, fair enough. All right.
I said too much already. Okay. Oh, it's such a good movie. Watch it.
Fair enough.
I feel like I spoiled it bringing it up. I'm sorry, guys.
That's
try to forget this.
So we pick up on his character at work with the woman who obviously is going to get her comeuppance somewhere along the way. She's going to get a little bit of.
She doesn't care much for him, huh?
She doesn't care much for him, but I think it's like this is the kind of douchebag of a character that you just want to see get like not punched in the face, obviously, but something where it's just going to like turn their life upside down.
Yeah. Her comeuppance.
I'm hoping they're setting something up there because
I think I said that during. Did I say that during our reaction?
What's that?
See her comeuppance.
Comeuppance probably did. Yeah,
gonna
probably
get it.
Did. The statues are kind of a cool thing. In fact, I think it was All New Nerds. Levi did mention something about a relation to the comic. If it was my correction, was it Levi that actually said something?
Yeah, he's like a hobo in the comic who knows what's going on, or
something like that. Yeah,
because secret identity or something.
Yeah, because Max is sick, we really don't have our comic lore person with us.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like. But either way, I think the idea of this guy in the statue is kind of this is actually it's a real person, obviously. So
it's just one of those guys, like a guy who gold or silver,
painted gold and all that. So I guess the idea will be this.
Wait, that wasn't a statue? Just kidding.
Shut up! I'm just saying for the audience out there.
Holy crap!
Oh, shut up! Oh my god! Yes, what? Okay, Jason. Yes. Nope. Okay. Anyway, it'll be kind of interesting to see this character break its character for whatever purpose that he might connect to.
Break his statue character.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna stand there, say nothing, and he's gonna say something wise.
He's gonna show up.
It could be. It'd be funny. That's the Yoda.
He's gonna block it. He's gonna block a hit for him.
Few words of like whatever. Like he says a few words, but like powerful, whatever.
Yeah. And then
wisdom.
We jump into the whole scene where he's, going through. By the way, the funny thing about the Rubik's Cube, when I went back and sat and rewatched this again, there is a shot with a Rubik's Cube completely made and finished.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
And it was just seen in the corner of a frame, and I don't know
his other personality. Mark did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seemed like there was this element of something was going on, or something's off between the Rubik's Cube and him constantly flipping through. Like even to do that with one hand, oh my god, that's just crazy.
Kids do that now, man. Kids do like those competitions where they just do it really quick.
Yeah. There's like tutorials. Anyone could figure it out.
Of course, but at the same time, it's still kind of this interesting puzzle element to everything. At the same time, him trying to keep awake and using it to keep awake because
the puzzle that we're all in, the
puzzle that we're all
trying
in.
to solve.
Yes, the multiple levels. Yeah, that's
layers, man. It's layers.
Yep. Because the next layer is bam, wakes up in the Swiss. I guess it was the Swiss Alps. Did we ever find out what location that was?
Everyone's saying the Alps.
Yeah,
it looks like the Alps to me.
It felt like the Alps.
The Sound of Music universe.
Yeah, but it was kind of just like just a great I love the way they use of the flashes and the motion and the sound to when he suddenly blacks out, which is just cool.
Yeah, it's crazy how that's kind of the universal like.
It is, yeah.
It became this universal thing.
Yeah.
How we associate with that. I like that there's like little things that trigger Steve to pop out, like landing on his face, or like a gunshot. Like snap out of it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That was a really cool way of showing a fight.
Liam thinks it's Germany. I mean, it could be Germany.
What do you know, Liam?
I'm
just joking. Wherever it was.
Okay. Alrighty then. So we are not defined exactly where that was. The whole concept about the scarab belonging to I forgot the name of the dog, half man, half dog. Anubis. Thank you. Yeah, was interesting. Of a thing. I don't know where that plays into this entire story. We don't even know what happened to it after he, got back to America. Or back to England. Sorry. So I assume that's got something to play with in the future with everything. See, Chris thought it was also Germany too. So, the Swiss Alps came from your mouth originally, Jason, but
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. We none of us know. It's somewhere in Europe somewhere, but we just don't know.
It's whatever I'm not saying.
Whatever location was closest to where they were filming the other stuff.
Don't listen to me. I'm always wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, we go through and we get these little trials that obviously we said before we don't know and whether it's leader. Yeah, basically if someone will die if they're not going to join him. But yeah, the whole cult leader.
Would you guys try that? Would you guys be judged by Amat?
No.
Would you try it? You don't believe in yourself?
Well, that's the thing is, what is he looking for in the belief? Is he
any bad that you've done in the past, present, or future?
But that feels like it's a lie from a character that could be quite sinister. I mean, is he searching for those truths for himself? It feels like
this would be a mindset that you would find in a place where everyone was blipped out of existence and then brought back all of a sudden. Everyone's kind of like in this existential crisis where something like that would kind of bring you guidance and kind of judge you right there would be kind of appealing to someone in that type
that
of
makes
position.
Sense. Because I mean, he definitely has formed a group.
You got this David Koresh.
I could see that. Yeah. You have like a David Koresh, Heaven's Gate type of whatever.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate.
Cult leadery thing. I mean, he's obviously like
Charles Manson cult. Yeah.
Even his mannerisms of the character that he's playing is very like subdued and like
he based
gentle.
It on that. Yeah. Sure.
Gentle and subdued and like you're like it's like a obviously.
Yeah.
In contrast to Isaac Eric's character,
they've built a lot on his.
On his what?
Did
just
walking on the glass says a lot,
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then of course we've got the whole scarab scene where the other personalities are not letting him give it away, kind of thing. But obviously, as I said, it's got something bigger on the biggest story arc of things. I don't know if that means it's a way to stop him or what. But we got the whole chase sequence, which was kind of a cool little chase sequence in windy roads. Look, it's the Swiss Alps.
I like the callback to the logs at the end of the chase.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, I put this one in reverse. My bad. I'm so sorry. This should have come first, where he wakes up from the other thing. But anyway, the chase of the logs was kind of fun.
Go back to that. How violent was that? Like, look how much blood is just splattered on the ground. That's more than Marvel's usually allowed. I mean, you didn't see it happen, but the aftermath is pretty gory.
Yeah. Well,
Disney Plus is adding more. They're getting even there's more stuff coming that's going to be more bloody, more R-rated.
I have a feeling that like Moonknight is going to introduce us to that whole genre of like the knights, like the Marvel knights kind of Blade and and like
so that
maybe.
it gives them permission to go a bit darker and a bit bloody.
Yeah, because this seems pretty dark. Like that, just seeing those bodies there, I was kind of shocked on how bloody that was. You don't really see that much blood in Marvel stuff.
No, you really don't. Well, yeah, I mean, if they do, it's for a very specific purpose. It's not like,
but not like that. Like, it's just splattered right there, and it looks like he looks at it, and the wings are like out. So he's using that as like weapons, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the question here is: do we think that he changed face during these attacks to the other? I mean, we will find that, I'm guessing, in the future. It feels like
you have time for that, with like the way it's going.
Who knows? I mean, that's the thing. It's like I want to see that side of it next. Hopefully, in the next episode, we'll see the element that we saw at the end, that he was able to take in and at least release Moonknight, and who could bring in the whole costume and stuff.
So, you think the costume comes on real quick while he does all that stuff? And then once Steve wakes up, it's like,
feels like it might. I mean, that might be the way it happens. It
would have to be like fast, like this Iron Spider costume.
I mean, I'm hoping we'll see some video footage, from the street level or something of how it happened.
It makes sense. It could just be like a spirit, a ghost spirit, like covering him or whatever. They could make that a bunch of different ways. But
it's like Spawn.
Exactly.
On the live suit.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the pretty awesome chase, but very CGI graphic chase sequence, which I have to admit, the graphics, when I was in the moment, I was kind of taking it all in.
Oh yeah, when the car goes off the cliff, it's kind of But I mean, the choreography was great.
Yeah. Oh no, there's some fun stunt stuff in there, but the final edition of graphics feel like there's a different production. Maybe Marvel have got so many things going at the same time they have to outsource, and some of the companies they outsource to may not be as strong.
You take this one shot, you take this one sequence.
Yeah. Which you hit one or two sequences from a company that are just not up to par with everybody else, and maybe that was what happened. I don't know. It just feels like there was some elements of visuals that were not perfect in that, but at the same time, the sequence took place. It was fun. It was action packed, and so I did thoroughly enjoy it. And then we cut back into the fish, and he's back in his room again with the fish who's got the full fin back and all that sort of stuff. And I think I even called it right there. It's like, oh my god, he's been gone for so long that the fish died, and he's gone out and bought another fish. I think I said that in our reaction video.
You think Mark would have the detail orientated to trim the fish's fin to kind of not freak him out?
I don't know. I mean, I think that would be kind of cruel.
I mean, you need the evidence, so it pushes the story along. So
but I mean, we know he's been searching for this evidence all along. He's looking for the footprint in the sand. He's looking for the tape on the door. He's looking to see if he's done this again, because he's obviously done it before, and he's stepped out of his bounds, and that's why he's so paranoid. So
it's like someone trying to who turns into a werewolf. It's like
exactly. But I like that whole mindset of your mind being, your mind not trusting itself in what you could be doing when you're asleep at night, and the fact that you could be
this is where the Fight Club stuff.
That's it. It is very Fight Club-ish. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like how far into Project Mayhem is it?
Yeah.
So we get this whole fish sequence where he discovers that he finds the telephone, and all that sort of stuff.
Razor flip phone.
Sorry, my mistake. This one here first. The scratching in the ground. Obviously, he's done it so many times before, because we see the scratched ground underneath the rug and all that. I mean, I honestly was not expecting something totally. I was expecting it to be the scarab that was sitting up there. I did not expect it to be. I didn't think it was going to be something. The third.
But then it was like something more exciting,
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what made it kind of fun.
Did you guys used to have that? Did you guys have that phone?
What's that?
Motorola Razr.
I did have a flip phone way back.
I think I had it for a very short period of time, or one similar to it, like a Samsung that was very similar.
I think I had a Samsung flip phone. Yeah,
I was thinking specifically the Motorola Razr.
But I was selling phones at that time, so I remember it being super popular.
Oh yeah, for Singular.
So That now does tell something, and it just hit me. That tells me something that he's had this phone for quite some time, because those kind of phones are not necessarily.
Yeah,
I think they re-released the Razor.
Oh, is that what it could be?
But I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But
yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell if that's an older phone or not. But that would have something to suddenly say. That would be a matter of saying, well,
it's the
if it's an older phone.
Flip phones tend to be used for like burner phones or like a temporary phone.
Oh, yeah, okay,
like
good
that's
point.
when you see them nowadays.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he's got then.
Yeah, so it's kind of like just one you grab at the supermarket and you just
Right.
put a card in and something real quick.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And especially all you're doing is calls. I think that's
much
just
like Steve.
It's like the phone that Steve gives Iron Man at the end of Civil War.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah. It's very much like those missing 7 hours during last February. All right.
Huh? What?
Nothing. Political. I'm not going to go there. The missing 7 hours of phone calls. Okay. All right. So political. Yeah. Okay. So we end up in the elevator where he's been. We go to the date, of course, where he discovers that he's 2 days off from his date. Which again, it was pretty obvious that was where it was going. That he'd been missing several days. But
that part was painful. It was still funny.
I still think it was really funny though. I mean,
it was so painful watching him order that type of cut well done.
Fair enough.
That's what was painful.
The cut well
Jason's
done.
Dude,
skirt steak.
I like Jason's jokes today.
He's on top of it today.
If you're gonna do full, if you're ever gonna do well done, you skirt steak.
Yeah.
Nothing else. No ribeye. No nothing else. Just a skirt steak. Well done. That's fine.
Okay.
But the fillet that he got to be I can't believe the chef would do that.
Yeah. Like, what are you cooking? Well done.
Fair enough. Okay, so we end up in this situation where he's having a conversation with himself, and then there was this moment here of this is a cool kind of costume piece.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it was actually pretty freaky. I mean, it was definitely more realistic than the CGI Anubis that they used later on. I did like the fact that they used a practical kind of piece, and then of course it becomes the old woman in the elevator kind of thing.
I like that he's voiced by Sayalari.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Do you guys like Amadeus?
Yeah.
Oh, it's F. Murray Abrams, right?
Remember he was in Last Action Hero. He's like, don't trust that guy. He killed Mozart.
Yeah.
Movie's so meta. God, Last Action Hero deserves a good watch.
I need to watch it again.
It was streaming on, I think, Amazon. Anyways.
Yeah. And we have him actually. That's
weird. There's Almut.
Amut. Sorry, it's Amut that actually chases after him. My mistake, not Anubis. Anyway, Amut. Sorry. Anubis is the thing. Yeah, Amut is the.
That was just a dog.
Yeah,
that was just a dog chasing him.
That wasn't just a dog. It was a CGI dog.
Well, it was like a CGI dog. It wasn't a mutt though.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a mutt, but not a mutt.
Not a
mutt. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so going on, because we're losing track here a little bit. Just
they're playing the hand game. You're like, slap my hand.
There is no track. Yeah, I can hand slap.
Slap my hand.
I like the fact that all he reads is chaos from his soul, from his entity.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't read him. It wouldn't.
He understand that it's a threat that he'd sick that rabid dog on him. It's like, oh crap, no, don't go after him. I'll almost set this thing on him because this guy's a wrath to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Oops, my bad. Because the bus came first. My bad. I got this mixed up again. Damn it.
Jesus, Brent, you're the one pulling us off track.
Hey, I pulled this stuff up at like 6 a.m. this morning. I'm sorry.
He always has an excuse. There's always an excuse with you.
Yeah, but there's always a reality of an excuse. Anyway, we end up in this moment where he's having a good old conversation with himself. And we kind of did
Poe
say it was kind
Dameron.
of with Poe Dameron. Yes,
Steve talking to Poe Dameron.
Steve talking to Poe Dameron.
Somehow Palpatine's alive.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, we end up with that whole night at the museum thing, which we definitely kind of picked up those vibes on. Although I've never seen Night at the Museum. But
Really,
you guys
those are
did
good
in the
movies.
reaction video.
All three of them,
Yeah,
It's
actually.
really
Yeah.
good.
So
You
yeah,
cannot-
they're fun. They're fun family
I'll
movies.
check it. I'll check them out someday. Anyway,
all three of them are good.
Sun-
I don't
on
know,
Sunday?
man.
Really?
You gonna check them out
What?
on Sunday?
I don't know about
No,
all
no,
three of them.
not Sunday. But I said someday. Someday, not Sunday.
Sunday.
Dick Van
Someday.
Dyke's in it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, yeah, I'm thinking about it now. It's such a good movie, the first one.
And
Okay.
Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
Mick Rooney, the little one. What do you say, wise guy? The cracking wise.
Well,
Oh,
Liam tends to agree with you. I will check it out sometime. But let's continue on with our Moon Knight.
All right.
So
No, I
anyway,
want to focus on the fact that Brent hasn't seen this movie.
I know
Let's put
it's
this up
very,
there with
it's very
Citizen
Night at the
Kane.
Museum.
yeah,
Even the gold statue guy is kind of like
Mhm.
your Teddy Roosevelt character.
really?
In the
And
Night
then
at the
there's the Easter Island head that wants gum
The-
all the time.
Gum,
Right,
gum,
see,
gum,
now
gum.
you're just spoiling the film for me. I mean, I'll sit.
Oh,
You
there
won't-
and
you
watch
won't
it.
It was
remember
like, you're
this.
not
I
gonna
probably
remember the
won't. Yeah, I'll catch it at some point.
dumb.
Steve
Okay.
It was like,
Coogan,
oh, great! It was
Owen
great.
Wilson. Oh,
Woo,
and
okay.
Rami Malek as
Oh
yeah.
yes.
as the pharaoh. They get a real
Okay.
Egyptian to play an Egyptian. It's great.
Mhm. Okay.
That's rare.
Anyway,
Usually, now
money
that
Actually-
role would usually go to Hank Azaria if this was made in the 90s.
mhm.
Well,
So
it
back-
did, and he was Hank.
Oh,
Azaria
shit, it
was in the
did!
second one.
See, that's why
Okay.
the second one sucks because they recast Rami Malek.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Anyways,
so
we're just
we're-
disrupting
we're-
the show.
we're right at the moment
I
where
bring the
Moon Knight
chaos.
suddenly makes his first appearance and comes through and beats up the
And then
devil
and
dog.
the show's over.
and then
I'm
that's
here,
it. We
and
see
then the
we see
end.
it for the first
Goodbye.
time, and then it's over. Okay. So
You
yeah,
know what I'd like to
Thank
say
you.
is that we finally got white eyes on a superhero in the Marvel
Yeah.
MCU.
I like the look. I mean, the cape was very CGI'd in this scene, but
And since he's supernatural, you get away with those glowing white eyes.
yeah,
that
no, the white eyes.
somehow we haven't managed to get Batman to do it unless he's
Yeah.
wearing like an armor suit or
right.
has video goggles on.
Yeah. But being the case, I mean, I'm excited for this series to continue, this coming week. I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going. I'm looking forward to seeing they set up so many little moments. We don't even know what the main bad guys,
Oh yeah, I like
goal
Hank.
is
Hank
right now.
Azaria is a gem.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just responding to Liam.
All right.
I like Hank
But-
Azaria.
He's
Yeah.
rad. Everything.
But-
He's great and everything.
But it's kind of cool. Yeah. So yeah, any other final notes or thoughts on Moon Knight, guys?
I think it was a good first episode. I think the next episode's obviously give us
I'm excited.
more.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Can't
It's gonna
wait
be
to
fun.
see more.
For sure. So yeah, that is the end of the Moon Knight section. Let us talk a little bit, Elijah, about Wondercon and kind of show Jason some little bits and pieces and everybody out there some things that we
the Wonder
yeah.
Twins.
The Wonder Twins.
Twins.
So yeah, I mean,
Well, they
this is-
didn't have Comic-Con last year. They had a quick
Yeah.
Comic-Con in November, so they haven't
Mhm.
had San Diego Comic-Con for almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then this was like the first comic convention in a while, so it was nice to
Yeah.
go. I had
And for those
couple
out-
professional passes, so I was able to take Brent with
Yeah.
me.
Woohoo, we got them free. So really,
Nice.
WonderCon is just another comic book based com. It's not specifically to a certain
It's like
genre.
Diet Comic Con.
Diet Comic Con, yeah. But it was
Well,
pretty
it's
interesting.
still
There was
it's
a lot
still
of
run
stuff.
by Comic-Con International.
Oh, okay.
Still run by Comic-Con,
Gotcha.
so it's still put on by the same company. It's
Gotcha.
just it's their second one. It used to be in San Francisco, and then they
Mhm.
moved it at some point to Anaheim. So it's
Anaheim, right?
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
so.
the,
I
the
used to
big
go to
convention
the
center then.
But
the
yeah, it's a smaller
Moscone, there was a
version of Comic-Con.
Moscone Center in San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco back when I used to go.
Yeah. So when we went through, we were looking at some bits and pieces and stuff like that. I brought up a video image. I'll do it later, but I do want to talk about the gemstones that we saw, at least in my eyes, was
Righteous gemstone.
The righteous gemstone was which one is it? This is one of them. And if you have a look at the prices on some of those items there, like the one, the Batman on the left is $225,000.
Dang, what is that? An NFT?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. But this is like an original comic, and the one on the right is about the same.
One
NFTs sell for that price.
Yeah. And it's just amazing.
Jesus.
Yeah. It really was. It's just, and I was saying this to Elijah. But yeah. No, I was just saying the colors are so vibrant all these years later.
They must have keeping that in the dark, you know.
Yeah, and it's I should have I should have zoomed in on this. I should have taken thing. But Elijah, tell us about the comic on the right. There's something going on there. Elijah?
On the right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the print.
Right, I guess you can't see it, on this photo, but I was pointing it out to Brent that the color is like off from, it's not lined up properly. So that one, was probably based, the price, the grading on it was probably based because the print was off alignment. Like if you, is there a way you can zoom into that?
There's an extra $300,000 because of that offset.
Yeah, like is there a way you can zoom into that photo?
Yeah,
then you can see like okay. Anyways,
I haven't figured out whether it can zoom into it or not.
Slightly. It's off slightly, and I was just saying that's interesting because that's like, that's when you get into these old books, they really grade by like every little bit, and that's like a common mistake that it would be off by a little bit. That's just like every couple hundred issues.
Yeah, this is zooming in.
Oh, there it is.
It slips it slips a little bit, and it's not exactly on.
Yeah. Creates an
so that
image.
and you can see even in the face, like Robin's face, Batman's face, it kind of like makes a little blurry image or whatever. But even on top of that, the colors that they were using at the time, back in the day, like if you look at any old classic comic books, they're kind of all the same value of like color, like the same couple of colors at that time. They're only printing in
it's pretty limited,
like 4 color, and like they mix them to get the different colors or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Oh yes.
But exactly. The vibrance of those older books, those older classic books, are amazing because they're so eye-catching. The front covers of those books are so eye-catching. You can't imagine like not buying it for 5 cents. Like if you saw that on the stand, you're like, why would I not pay 5 cents?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
They look amazing. And the other thing I was going to say, that like they had Action Comics #1, they had Superman #1, they had Batman #1, but they didn't have Detective Comics number 26, which is like the first appearance of Batman.
Oh,
that's Batman #1, not the first appearance of Batman.
That $1 million.
Even become more even rare.
Yeah, well, this was it for me. This was like the gemstone that I've always wanted to see as an original #1 Action Comics there of Superman and
Action Comics.
That's cool.
It's so beautiful, like $775,000, and then the one of Superman on the right, even though it's a lower grade, is $1 million.
It's $1 million.
It's what $1 million. So yeah, it's
that one's offset too,
and that one is that.
Yeah,
you can see it from here.
That one's a little offset, and Superman came out. Action Comics is like the first, appearance of Superman. But obviously, if you look at the top of the CGC, it's a restored grading. So that means someone went in and either steam cleaned it or pressed it or whatever. They did some restoring to it, and that's why I got a different.
Yeah,
it's 9.4, but under the restored grading. So it's like different gradings, and the
like refurbished.
CGC gives it like different value.
Yeah. So I mean, does that do any
very cool to see the old books
discoloration? I wonder, because it seemed like all the colors were still just as vibrant on those comics, or was it just take out folds and creases when they do that? I wonder. I don't know how that works, Elijah, with the
I'm sure there's a method they use that preserves it as much as possible.
The restored grade, at least. I don't understand from restoring it
with the coloring
how it can devalue. I'm trying to figure out with with the
well, I think it was probably
I don't know the printing process and the.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Restoring it? Oh, restoring it now, like for comic books when they restore them, people they steam them. They steam like the dirt out of them, and then they press them or something. They do a steam and press thing. You could go on YouTube and find like people doing that, but there's a lot of people that will do that with even modern books or whatever. If it's a little crinked or whatever, they'll kind of like try to treat their book before they send in to CGC. There's people who like try to fix their books if there's like a little dirty because they want to increase the rating of their CGC, whatever, if they submit something. So you can find all that on YouTube. There's people who
I have
this
first edition of
those are common
Neuroman. I have a first edition of Neuromancer that I should do that too.
That's cool. So yeah, I mean, along with that, I made a little recording. I'll probably pause it as we go along so we can talk about certain things. But anyway, so this is some video footage that we took here. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. There's just some poster art, some cool stuff. Yeah.
An artist that did
I was very tempted to buy one of those poster prints. It was just nice. This is just some of the venue itself. So one of the big things, they had this bust of Peter Parker. It was just so realistic. Oh, here's the comics again.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was really creepy.
It looked kind of off.
It was creepy. Yeah. It looked really good, but the hair was the hair was obviously like a wig, and that looked it off. You can see the off printing on that there.
Yeah, I think the one to the right is the off printing right here.
Almost has some like color. Double inking, it's off slightly.
You can hear you in the
Master Robots, and let's see if we can try to talk with some of these guys and check some of their work out.
So this is the thing I was really looking forward to going to see, which was the these guys do all the droids and the robots for Star Wars and everything like that. And there'll be a celebration as well, Star Celebration. But,
I saw their Instagram was like they're posting a lot, and they did like a little Mo from WALL-E too. I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
The WALL-E was great. There's two different versions of the WALL-E.
There was a video with Mo and Grogu.
It's just really cool seeing a real life like R2-D2 moving around and doing stuff, and
And this is a group of robotic people that like just have kept them together, and they all help each other like build.
Yeah, it's great.
Robots.
Yeah.
Of all
collective.
I'm gonna turn on the volume so we can be heard over. Yeah, basically, but last year, apparently 2 years ago, the Star Wars Celebration, they had over 200 droids on display there from different builders and makers.
You should make one, Brent.
They're very expensive to make, and you still need a workshop to build out of.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
Yeah, I know, but
you have a workshop. You could use the.
Yeah, I know. You can use your space.
Station.
Yeah, for sure. No, totally.
You have no excuse.
It's still a slow process. You got to print every piece and like It's definitely it would be a fun build to work on together. Or like.
I mean, I didn't say there was not going to be any work.
All the servos and stuff like that were expensive. That's the thing. Cool. A lot of you talk about like about $8,000 to build a full-on R2-D2, for example.
Just gotta hold pause on the buying the hot toys for a couple months, and you'll have enough to make.
Oh, totally, yeah.
You'll have enough to make that right there.
So I had the chance to go up and meet Chopper here and have a talk with Chopper. Which was really cool. I love all the little parts that pop off. Chopper is the...
That's Eric Bana?
Huh?
Eric Bana?
Who, what?
Chopper? You guys ever watch that movie, Chopper?
No,
it's an Australian, Brent.
You're gonna confuse Brent. You're gonna confuse him.
You know that movie, right, Elijah?
Yes, but you're like Brent. You're already confusing Brent. Like,
that was Eric Bana's like Raging Bull.
The attitude on Chopper. Yeah? Absolutely. Chopper's a badass. Thanks, Chopper.
Droid with an attitude. What can I say? It really is. Like, they got all the voice commands. They had Treadwheel there, which was really cool. Although they didn't have him moving around.
One of the first droids you see in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. But they did some beautiful work reproducing it.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I like the distressing they do on that.
Oh yeah, the paint distressing is cool. A lot of that stuff is metal pieces and plastic pieces.
Yeah,
but when
it gets easy to make.
But when it gets to the headpiece, it's really lightweight. And later on, I'll show you this is one of the insides of one of the BB droids. this was cool. This is like a animatronic Grogu that they
Oh yeah,
there.
that's the one I saw on their Instagram, hanging out with the Mo robot from Wall-E.
Yeah. But I like the hand movement and stuff like that on it. It's kind of cool. And,
yeah, they can make it blink. Yeah.
I think it's one of the sideshow figures that have been just repurposed and they put in their own things because it looks like a sideshow head.
Next to the one you could buy from Costco.
Yeah, I know. That was the one they put on wheels and had wheeling around on the floor. This one was not a wheeling around on the floor kind of droid. This was a robot, I should say. But yeah, it's just incredible what you can do with motors and servos. And Wall-E was probably the most adorable.
It's awesome.
So cool.
Oh, look, there's Mo back there.
Yeah, it was the first time I brought Mo to the actual convention.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. This is some
it's got
that's a great costume. Holy crap.
The voice was so from the head.
That Jawa costume is better than the ones in the first movie. That's insane.
Look at the size of this kid. Like, this kid's, I think as a kid, was so tiny.
The quality of that is better than the ones in the first movie. It's
totally,
yeah.
But
really cool.
I mean, when it
I'm
goes
sure a
down
lot
to
of those robots are in better quality, made in better quality than any of the ones in the first movie were made, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were saying with the Wall-E, for example, there's two Wall-Es there. One of them was the original they built over 10 years ago, and the other one is a full 3D printed one. So the brighter colored one that I was talking to in the first scene there was the 3D printed version. But the old one, that when the eyes, the eyebrows kind of pop up above his eyelids, it's just foam core painted. Painted foam core, but it's like highly, really realistic stuff like
great.
that.
It's done that. That's how you would have done it.
But no, that's it. But it had to be lightweight because the old servos needed a lot of muscle to push up anything heavy. Yeah, and anything heavier they wouldn't be able to push. So for the audience out there, they needed to make some stuff just literally pieces of that old Wall-E out of just simple lightweight foam core painted up. So if you ever kind of consider, I mean, a lot of the stuff I build in my collection is just foam core as well. A lot of my display stuff just all dressed and painted up. It's amazing what you can get away with the most simplest, cheapest of materials and still get away with that sort of thing.
That's art department.
That's art department. That's all about it.
Because art department's always the first department they cut money to.
Sure.
So
that's it. Yeah, because
you just had to learn. To like make stuff cheap, which kind of when you execute it well and you get good at it, it only enables that type of behavior to cut art department because well, if you're good art department,
allows you to cut, make it cheaper, be straight.
So it's kind of at the same time you want to prove your worth, but then at the same time you want to teach them a lesson. It's like, don't cut art department.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'll be fine, but it's gonna suck for me.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a lot more time. With all the stuff that we saw there, I mean, there was out of the celebrities they had signing autographs, stuff like that. The biggest line was for Ashley Eccleston, who plays Ahsoka Tano, the voice of Ahsoka in Star Wars Clone Wars. She had a line that just went around the block. So anybody out there who decides to go to,
I saw the line. It looked like there was like three people in line. I'm like texting Brent. I'm like, dude,
there's
like three people. And
I came up behind her and said, no, that's the line on the other side of the aisle, all the way around.
That happens at Wondercon too.
Which is
just like, what?
It's going to be crazy at the Star Wars celebration.
Did you guys meet any? Did you guys take pictures of any celebrities?
We didn't stay that long because the reality is, Elijah has been to the floor so many times, and I'd seen what I wanted to see, kind of thing. There was definitely a lot of people doing their own stuff and selling their own products, and there was other comic book writers that were there. That if you were into comic books, obviously there'd be people more interested in certain things that I was not as interested into. I personally was there because I wanted to check out the McMaster robots where they did all the droids.
Yeah,
and I had the chance to have a good conversation with some of those guys and all that. But it is a simple sign up online, become a member online. It doesn't cost anything because they can't charge you for anything specifically related to that. They have links to where you buy the parts for your robots, and they have setups of paperwork how you go about putting together your own robots, but they cannot formally charge anybody for the cost of signing up because it is a Star Wars related merchandise thing.
It's not their property.
It's not their property, but with all the stuff that they do, and I did ask one of the guys there, and I said, so how true do you have to keep to your R2D2 reproduction? You want to reproduce a realistic R2D2, but then there was another guy who had done one that looked like Robbie the Robot with an R2D2 with a clear dome, and it had the swirly things. It's in one of the videos. I'm going to post a video of an extension of all that tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, he said basically the sky's the limit. You can do with everything whatever you want to do with it. But then they do have their special set of specific ones they take to conventions that are stage-worthy things that they'll put up on stage and have roll it out on stage with actors and stuff like that, or they'll go as part of the 501st, and they'll send people or teams of people who are fans who are part of that
do
club.
They hire them for like the shows?
They've done some of the TV show and the movie related stuff. Yes.
Yeah, they do a lot of bring your
they do a lot of
bring your droid.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they do a lot of background stuff and everything like that.
So did they make the chopper that was in Rogue One, or was that just CG?
I think that is the same guys who made. No, that was a real robot. I think
was it them who made it?
I think these guys used that chopper. I think it's the same chopper that's also used in the Rebels Recon, which is the behind the scenes of Star Wars Rebels. At each episode, they did a documentary behind the scenes for like 3 or 4 minutes, and they had the chopper droid. I'm pretty sure it's the same chopper droid, but it's such a great set of different, just everything. The cool thing is they've been building an Imperial Probot from Empire Strikes Back, and they built it out, and I've been watching their what's it called,
piece by piece.
Instagram piece by piece. They've been piecing together a full-size Imperial Probot, and they're going to be taking it to Star Wars Celebration, so nice. Which would be cool.
I just sent you photos of some of the play ones that I took. I don't know if you can add those to the stream right now.
They're gonna have to hang that. They're gonna have to hang it on some or what?
What's that?
How are they gonna the
droid? I think it's on a on a statue.
Float like there's not really anything it could sit on,
I can't add
like a
right
base
now,
for it
because I got to convert them. It's not a JPEG, so it doesn't come across as JPEG. Okay. So I'll do it.
I'm sorry, I was sending Brent.
That's cool.
We didn't talk about some of the cosplay stuff, and I just sent him some of the cosplay.
Well, I've got a few photos I took there that.
Just open it in a browser. Just drop it in your browser and then share that screen.
No, it's a HEIC format. For some reason, my computer does reject any HEIC. I have to convert them all to JPEGs to pull them in. It's a weird format. That I have no idea.
That's
anyway. I saw this guy when we were leaving. A Brightburn.
Oh yeah.
A Brightburn guy.
Oh yeah, someone was dressed up as Brightburn. So our friend Dave Yarvesti directed this film that we all worked on called Brightburn. And someone dressed up as a Brightburn. What's that?
I sent it.
Sorry. No. Sorry, my bad. We didn't work on the Brightburn. Sorry, we worked on these other one, the Hive. My mistake. Someone, I'm
not trying to claim like I'm not. Trying to claim any valor here.
I got my films mixed up for a second.
Fake valor.
We didn't work on Brightburn. We worked on the Hive. Too many movies that I've done and stuff, and I forget. Some of the other things, people were doing some great cosplay. Someone dressed up as
there you go,
a tech with the
droid.
Yeah, and then
the girl and her dad as the stormtroopers. Oh yeah,
yeah. Someone dressed up as Black Chrysanthemum and another person as a Trandoshan. Yeah.
Look out! Don't you get too close, man. You rip your arm off.
We had our Luke Skywalker and Mando and Boba Fett, and this is adorable. This is like a father and daughter dressed up as shore troopers. They made their own costumes, and they allowed us generously to take photos. It was just like, that's really cool. It was pretty cute.
The little girl's costume was like perfectly
fit
cool. For her too.
It's like, it was really so cool. Yeah, it was really cute. It was
that's
just
nice.
adorable.
What's that, foam core?
No, I think it's. They said 3D printed.
I think his was, and he said that hers was 3D printed.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Isn't that right?
That's cool because then you could just resize it. That would probably be easier.
Yeah. And Fennec Shand, and a little Boba Fett kind of things. So, yeah, that was some of the things
like that little Boba Fett, that scale.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, it was fun, but it's, I'm there more so for the Star Wars related stuff, and obviously they showed stuff that I'm gonna be seeing again. Obviously, a lot of these people were definitely Star Wars fans, and you hear them all talking about Star Wars Comic-Con and Star Wars Celebration and all that. So a lot of them are going to be there, and I will spend some more time. I've got more video and more footage there, so I'm going to put it together on another video. But how you doing, Laval? Yeah, better late than never,
I was born like this. I don't know.
The secret, Black Loki. The secret is the screen resolution. That's
screen resolution. That's funny.
Well, hopefully in another 8 years when I'm 50,
use an old laptop. Use an old laptop to stream. That's what you look like.
While we're talking of Star Wars Celebration briefly, a few more names have been added to the list. Giancarlo Esposito.
Dr. Pershing's back.
Yeah, he's visiting. He'll be there at the convention. Carrie Jones, who played Black Chrysanthemum.
Wait a minute, Daniel Logan is going to be in the show?
What? No. These are people
who are going to be at the show.
These are going to be at Celebration, Celebration. Yeah.
How often do you think, like, say, Omid, like the guy who plays Dr. Pershing, like, are people going to ask him like lore stuff? He's like, so
I don't know.
Tell us about Camino.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, ask him some
that's it. Yeah, most actors
as an actor,
terribly much about their background, but
as an actor, like I don't know.
I know less than you. I just said my lines and I forgot even what I said. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. They're just happy to be seen again. That's But at the same time, it's like it's just going to be fun. I mean, there's all those they've only just started announcing who's going to be at Star Wars Celebration at this point. So I assume they're going to get some big hitters like Mark Hamill and other people who will go there again.
Anthony Daniels.
Anthony Daniels is already there.
Charging
he's got what else you gonna do?
I don't know what it is for his autographs, but if I've got money, I might get a couple. I won't get autographs because I'm not an autograph person, but I might pay to get a photo with one or two people. I just haven't figured out. It just depends on whether I have money on me or not. I was so close to getting in line to get a photo with Ashley Eckstein, but I was like, you know what? It's not the time. I don't have the money right now this month. I got to be careful what I'm spending. I'm moving, so I've spent a lot of money in moving. And it was cool just to see her standing there, sitting there and stuff. It was like, hey, look, it's Ahsoka Tano. This is cool. But
that's enough, right? That's all
yeah. If there might be one, like some of the older actors, I might end up by getting, paying to get a photograph with because they're not going to be around too much. They're getting old. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I'm just not interested in having photos with famous people.
Not too many. I mean, I
can't think of anyone I'd pay for. Unless it's Bruce Lee, but that would be impossible.
Yeah. But either way, I might do it. I don't know. That'll be a spare of the moment thing. There's always going to be tons of things.
That's always confused me. I'm like, people would pay for like autographs or.
Oh, I mean,
like
people are not going to see these people, in the street for the most part of their life, and there are people that travel overseas that would never get
people
to
who
see
don't
that
work in the industry and don't see famous people all the time, don't live in LA, and like they're shocked when they see.
I know, but even before,
when they saw a commercial, they're like, "Oh my god, I want your autograph." Some people just don't,
Yeah, but either way,
to each his own.
And they're making money. They're making money off it. They wouldn't be there if people were going to sign and make money.
Oh no,
I know. It's just confusing to me that that's an actual thing.
People like paying for it.
Yeah,
me too.
But that's cool.
I wouldn't pay for a photo or anything.
Yeah,
I did take a picture with the guy who plays Ohara from Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon when I was at WonderCon like a few years ago. It was free. And like I did pay for like one of his autographs on his picture, so it's the closest I get to Bruce Lee at the moment.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. We all have our vice.
Enter the Dragon. I was just like, I gotta get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've managed to I've saw Mark Hamill at one of the conventions in '95, and I got a photo of him looking at my Star Wars collection in my photo, my thing, whatever. Because I showed him
I've seen that
stuff.
picture.
Yeah. And it was fun just to be able to have that moment.
Oh yeah, you know what? If I were to meet Julia Child, maybe
Julia Child
before she passed
away.
Julia
Child, really?
That would be cool.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, guys, we're at an hour 20 minutes, and I'm actually
the cooking show. She did the cooking show.
Okay. Julia Child,
delicious.
I mean, meet Dan Aykroyd.
Anyway, guys, we're at about an hour 20 minutes, and I'm going to be going to the movies a little bit later. Of course, Liam, of course, wants to meet Liam Gallagher. Of course, he does. You will one day, man.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So ultimately, I'm going to be going to the movies to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I'll definitely talk about that next Sunday because I've been wanting to see it and I have not had the chance to. Apart from that, guys, thank you for joining us. Max, get better out there. We're thinking of you, buddy.
Liam Gallagher.
Well, come on, he's a big fan of his music. Anyway, what?
It's great.
Oh, Jason.
What?
Nothing.
I like Oasis.
Okay, cool.
I have no problem with them.
That makes two people.
Blur's better.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that, Liam.
Oh, wait, what's better?
What's that?
Blur. I just said that last time. I'm just making it.
Okay.
Yeah, Max is let's wish Max a quick recovery. He's just out of commission right now.
Under the weather.
Anyway,
under the weather.
Bit under the weather. Okay, guys. Anyway, I think we've gone on long enough here. So thank you, everybody out there in chat. Check for the next couple of days. We are going to be dropping, Elijah and myself did a little video pieces for WonderCon. We'll be extending some of that video and we'll drop that in the YouTube. And then, of course, we'll be doing our reaction video for Moonknight, even though I'm working the next day, which is going to be tight. But I'll drop the Moonknight video on Wednesday for everybody. And then we'll be here next Sunday as well. So thanks again, chat. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, and we'll catch you all later.